The village where we're staying, Laval, from the other side of the valley as we're climbing up to see where this road goes to. Oh, it's a Stadium Laval. Not quite Old Trafford, but it's got the floodlights and everything. A very nice looking AstroTurf which they play on. And what about the view? You wouldn't want to be a goalkeeper dreaming about what was going on up on the mountain when the ball came down the right wing or the left flank at you. Now we're taking this road up the valley for a different perspective from the mountains we were looking at yesterday. And these are now starting to get really close. Well, I guess in reality they're not. Well, certainly closer than yesterday. The telltale signs of any little avalanches like we saw yesterday. Like fences up there which probably used to stop the snow when it starts to melt coming down too fast. And people up this valley are putting their gardens in anywhere. Not sure whether one can tell just how steep this mountainside is. But that's a little bit of ploughed field there. It looks as though they've used this hand plough. That would have been interesting to be seen being watched to do the job. Obviously they've got to come back and do the second bit. We're taking a little rest on a big sweeping corner. We're up to the snow line now. A little bit further to go, so we've got an uninterrupted view of the mountain.
We think.
We hope.
I don't mind the interrupted view.
Hope you can see through the trees here this little truck that came down with a load of the cow poo that obviously they've been looking after for the winter in some sort of storage. Now it's getting sprayed on the hillside. See the brown area next to the truck? That's where it's already sprayed. We're a few minutes too late getting up here. The bloody clouds coming down on top of the mountain that we came to look at. Never mind, we made it. And it's all downhill on the way back home. The cloud is lifted briefly as a cross on the top of the mountain. Pretty unsteady hand here because we're zoomed right in. Well, it's time to leave here, leave Laval, and just as it would, I expect, the sun has come out. Brilliantly fine day today. So there's a view of the mountains that we've been looking at for the last few days with the sun on them. That's the apartment we've been staying in. Richard's working out the next town to visit to put into the GPS, and the view up in the other direction. That's the clock sounding 10 o'clock, so we better get on the road. We made our morning stop. I'm going to go up and have a look at a First World War cemetery. I think there's a German one, or an Austrian, depending upon which part you want to think of, I suppose. There's Gretchen ahead of me. I'll go up and have a look to see what's in here. So there's something like about 1,400 crosses here, or not exactly crosses, but memorial to the 1914-18 First World War. Well, these soldiers certainly have a rather dramatic place to be having as their final resting place, surrounded by these high mountains all around. We're heading on the road towards Misurina, where there's a lake apparently that Chris had suggested we go. It's about another 3k further on, heading up over this mountain pass, up around 1700 metres above sea level. Now there's a kiwi down by the frozen lake. That's Lake Misurina. Came up over a little rise on the road. Knew there was going to be a lake ahead, but didn't expect it to still find it frozen. It's not completely frozen. There is a thaw started. I don't think you'd want to walk on the ice that's out there, but it's still pretty spectacular all the same. And across from the lake you've got the Grand Hotel Misurina. Looks like it's partly closed. Most of the rooms are shuttered up, and above it you've got this very dramatic rock face. That's the road we've come down from Lake Misurina. Gretchen's taking photos in the other direction. Whichever way you look, it's mountains and more mountains and more mountains. Unfortunately, clouds come down a little bit on that one. Another piece of dolomite rock to look at. This could be the last of it as we're going through the little settlement of Urto on Highway 251.